Lights, camera, action. Let's start the show. Here's a little bit of wedding advice from me to help your love story unfold. Welcome back, lovebirds. This is your wedding series, and we're talking about planning your wedding. Now, there's some things in weddings that I feel like could be done a little bit better, and then I feel like there's some things in there that have been done so right. Today we are in Season 3, Episode 13, so a lot has happened, and if you need to catch up, we'll go back and listen to Season 1 and Season 2. But today we are in Season 3, and we're talking all about the wedding content creator. Now, as your wedding content creator, you guys have noticed that I've been telling you about this service along the way and how it's helping each of your wedding events. For example, we started with the proposal. Instead of having a videographer there, I suggested that you could have a wedding photographer, professional wedding photographer, so when you take the pictures, capture that beautiful moment, as well as a wedding content creator. And what the wedding content creator does is that we are capturing those moments as they're happening behind the scenes, very candid, very raw. Some of you by now have heard of a wedding content creator, but not everybody. Not everybody is really on the train or know a lot about it just yet. And the wedding photographers and the wedding videographers especially haven't been very welcoming. They have not been very welcoming. They would love to gatekeep all of the clients to themselves. And do we think that that's fair? No. They're not playing very nice in this industry, and I do think that there is space for all of us. We're part of your media team, and we're part of your media team that's with you along the entire way. You might hire your photographer for a wedding proposal, maybe, not everybody, and you may have them at your engagement party, but not everybody. And you won't see them again until your engagement photo shoot and then the wedding day itself. Whereas a wedding content creator, we are there to make sure you're not holding your cell phone in your hands, trying to capture all the moments yourself. That is going to be a huge distraction to your day, and I should know. I can tell you that being at countless amounts of weddings, people will sit there with a phone in their hand the entire time rather than enjoying the experience of the wedding itself. You've been invited to this wedding as a guest, and the last thing that the bride wants to see when she walks down the aisle is a lot of cell phones in her face. That's horrible. And even so, if it's at night, now she's got people trying to put lights on their phone, a flashlight on their phone, or some form of flash going off during the ceremony. Nobody wants that. And what I've noticed is that the wedding officiants, they aren't bold enough to say, hey, the bride and the groom would prefer an unplugged ceremony. Sometimes they may not even know that that's the bride and the groom's wishes. So I hope that you're taking notes, because that's one of the most important parts of the big wedding day when it comes to the media side. Yes, you can hire a photographer. Yes, you can hire a videographer. And yes, you can hire a content creator. But none of it's going to be much when in every single photo and every single video, your guests are walking around with cell phones in their hands. It just looks awful. It looks awful. It looks like people don't really care enough about you to put those away and to be fully immersed. I don't know if you guys were around or noticed, but back in, I want to believe, 2018 or 19, Prince, the singer, formerly known as, he decided to have this huge party. And I want to say it was at his house, and it was unplugged. They took everyone's cell phones when they arrived. Everyone. And you weren't able to trick them and be like, oh, I didn't bring one, or try to hide it in your bag or your purse or whatever, because they made sure that they wanted people, because how they're going to trust anybody. People, there's no trust anymore in this world, sadly. You can't take people at their word anymore. So he made sure that no one had any kind of recording device. I know that my friend has like these ridiculous spy glasses that she got off of the internet and was able to see a lot more into a doctor's visit than she was supposed to take with her, I will say. And so I couldn't believe she did this. I was like, what is going on here? Like, have we really come to this? And so we need to be careful. We don't need to document every single thing ourselves. Let the professionals do it. Allow us to do our job and to do it well. Because the way we're going to do it well is if no one else in that room has out a cell phone. Okay? Now I know things could happen. The cell phone battery could not be working or whatever. Big emergency can happen. Listen, we have a backup plan. Okay? We usually have another recording device. I have a tiny little small handheld camera. It's super, super tiny. It's an action camera, which allows me to still be very mobile. It's extremely lightweight. And so I don't need to have this headache of, okay, I dropped my phone, it's broken, or, the battery ran out on me even though I charged it before I came, and I have a backup battery, but I don't have time to charge it. Doesn't matter. I have that small camera. It's a tiny, tiny, tiny camera, action camera. And no, it's still not the same quality as a professional photographer, professional videographer. And the reason why is because I'm a professional wedding content creator. We're just not the same. We're just not the same, right? So we are an extra guest. That's what we are. We are an extra guest at your special events, all the way from the proposal to the wedding day. So what's all that stuff in between that I'm talking about that people should still not be holding their cell phones? That's your engagement party. That is your bridal shower, your wedding shower, your bachelorette party, your bachelor party, if you're going to have those ones, and any other wedding event parties that you're going to have leading up to the wedding day, including rehearsal and rehearsal dinner. People love social media. So that's why you have so many people trying to walk around, grab the moment, and get as many views, likes, and comments, and subscribers and followers that they possibly can off of your day. Including yourself. You're doing the same thing, I know. But it's important that you take the time and you decide right now. We have gone through so much of your wedding planning together. I have given you so much free advice on how to plan this wedding the right way. And I've even invited you here to be on your wedding series podcast. So you've gotten a lot out of this, and it's all been for free. I haven't charged you anything. Most wedding planners are going to charge you thousands with an S for the information and the step-by-step that I have given you here on this podcast. But my biggest piece of advice to you is to hire a wedding content creator. If I were you in this day and age, the year that it is right now, I would hire a wedding photographer and a wedding content creator. I would not hire a wedding videographer. That's just me. I feel that cell phones are doing a really, really adequate job in taking video. The major difference is that most people on social media want to hold their phone in the portrait mode rather than in the landscape mode. Okay? So, with that, most wedding content creators will ask you in the beginning, hey, which ratio would you like for your photos and videos to be taken in for this event? Because it's going to be very difficult to go back and forth the whole event. So you've got to pick and choose one, okay? And most social media is going to be in the portrait form. YouTube just barely started to rolling out shorts only like a year or two ago. And so unless that's what you're looking to have, then you would ask to have landscape if you're looking to have more of that traditional feel to your video, okay? And also, if you're looking to have like that full video experience where it's like you want the full like 1 hour movie of your wedding, right, in landscape form, then maybe you should also hire a wedding videographer on top of hiring the wedding photographer and the wedding content creator. As a wedding content creator, I can also provide a landscape video that's like an hour long, but it's not going to look the same as a professional wedding videographer's final content. It's just not going to look the same. So if you are hiring a wedding videographer and a wedding content creator, but you're hiring a wedding content creator trying to just get a cheaper rate, and that's your only goal, but yet you want the same end product as a wedding videographer, please don't do that. Don't waste our time and don't waste your time. And I say that because it's not fair to us. And a lot of new wedding content creators will take this on, and then guess what? You're going to be thoroughly upset with them because they're not going to give you what you were looking for. It's not going to provide you with that same like style as what the wedding videographer would have gave you. So I hope that helps you a little bit with trying to decide, okay, should I go with the wedding videographer or should I go with the wedding content creator? If you have a very tiny budget for your media, go with the content creator. But know that media is going to be perfect for social media, but maybe not for your end product as a wedding video. Okay? Know what you're getting. Know what you're getting. Don't try to go compare it with your friend who had a traditional wedding video from 10 years ago from a wedding videographer or even 5 years ago. And now you're trying to compare the two. That's not fair to the content creator and it's not fair to the videographer. Okay? Videographers feel like we are going to try to put them out of business. We can't do that. We're providing a whole different service. So we can't put you out of business if we're providing a whole different service. Just continue to do well at the service that you provide. Don't try to jump in our lane and start doing what we're doing. Just do a good job at what you provide because I don't jump in their lane and try to provide what they provide. Okay? So have those unplugged ceremonies. Really have unplugged events. And when it comes to the reception, I say just let everybody have fun. Everyone can have cell phones out. We know how to maneuver through the crowds and make our way around and through and all that good stuff. It's a lot different when you're sitting there at the wedding ceremony and literally everyone has on a cell phone and we can't even see their faces. We just don't want that. Okay? I've seen people literally get up in order to grab the picture that they want or the video that they want. Like guests are getting up during the ceremony and that should be a no-no. So officiants, you've got to do a better job. You've got to do a better job of telling people, please stay seated unless you need to go to the restroom. And in that case, maybe you should have went before the wedding ceremony. Also, if you still need to go, then go around the sides and through the back. And when you come back, do the same thing. Please don't go down the aisle. Please never cross onto the aisle or the altar because that is a sanctified area. That is a sacred area. And now you're coming in and you are tarnishing that on that day. Okay, so please don't do that. It's very, very disrespectful. I've seen it and I've seen it too many times at this point. And it's because people just don't have proper etiquette for attending anything, not just weddings, but just anything. They don't have respect for themselves. They don't have respect for the people getting married, and they just don't have respect for anything anymore. So we're gonna have to go back to like teaching people these things, and it starts with the officiant. You have the microphone, you have the floor, and you just need to be better at structuring the wedding because it's coming from you. Okay, it's coming from you. And if you're not new at this, it's some things that you should already know. You should already know these things, okay? So that is the reason why you are hiring a wedding content creator is so that people can really live in the moment with you. It's important. It's important. Like, why go through all of this and everyone is not even in the moment? It's just about holding our phones and trying to capture the moment and relive it through going back and watching the video. It's like, we gotta live in the moment first. We gotta live in the moment first, okay? And I'm not hearing it enough. I'm just not hearing people stress this enough. I think people are so scared to confront people when they're doing wrong, and they're so afraid of confrontation. We gotta do better. We gotta put that stuff aside, and when people need to be corrected, including ourselves, we need correction. And it's not that bad. It's really not bad. I'd rather be corrected on things that I'm doing wrong than to continue to do them wrong. I would just never want to continue to do things wrong when I'm in the wrong, okay? So hopefully people will start having that mindset, and I'll be attending more weddings that people are okay to, understand that this is a special day. It's not your special day. You're here to be a guest, you're here to be a witness, you're here to be a loved one who cares about this person that's getting married, okay? Not about trying to capture content for your social media. That's not what weddings are about. It's an added addition to. And so with my service, I'm not just focused on the bride and the groom. You guys are the main attraction. You are the star of the show, and everybody else is a guest star. Yes, that is the truth, right? So I am first and foremost gonna make sure that I have a ton of really amazing videos and photos of you first. But is it a wedding just with the two of you there and that's it, and no one else is there? No. You've got your guests, you've got your family, you've got friends and coworkers, right? You've got your community. So what I do is that I take videos and pictures of everybody. I capture moments from everybody so that it's not just on you the whole time. You know who focuses on you the entire time? The photographer. The photographer. That's what I've noticed. And that's fine, and that's why you hire them, right? That's why you hire them, because they are going to follow you around everywhere like a little puppy dog, and so close to you with all that equipment, and so very, very, very invasive. Whereas wedding content creators, we are not. Not invasive. We know how to zoom in from afar, and we know how to be the fly on the wall anywhere. Anywhere, okay? So at any event, that includes bachelor party, bridal shower, wedding shower, the engagement party, we know how to be a fly on the wall to capture those moments, and you don't even notice that we were even there. You don't even know. So make sure that, like I said, right now, take out your notebook and decide, okay, are we having a wedding content creator for the rest of the events? We did talk about already in our planning, we've already gotten all the way through to venue shopping and dress shopping, bridal dress shopping. We've already gotten to the bridesmaids proposal brunch. You can also hire your wedding content creator for your bridesmaids proposal brunches as well. And then we're going to be heading into bachelorette party, wedding shower, bridal shower, and the rehearsal dinner and rehearsal. Now, you could definitely take the approach of, hey, I have lots of bridesmaids, I'm just going to make them do it. I'm just going to make them do everything. They're going to be at all those events that you just named. I'm just going to make them do it. Well, listen to yourself. Make them do it. This is a service. And yes, if you're trying to cut corners and you need to save money and you want to put them in charge, okay. But then guess what happens? They don't get to live in that moment with you. They don't get to live in that moment with you. And so you've got to make a decision. Do I want them distracted by cell phones? Or do I want them to be having an amazing time with me at my wedding events and at my wedding day? You've got to decide. You got to decide, because many people are definitely deciding, okay, we've got to cut costs somewhere, and they're cutting costs there, and that's not the place to cut costs. It's not. If you get my advice is cut costs on the flowers. Those are going to die, and you can't take them with you. They might survive at someone's house while you're at the honeymoon. They might in those 7 days, but that's not a guarantee. You don't know if they have a green thumb. You don't know anything. So you get to have those flowers for anywhere from a total of 5 hours to maybe 8 to 9 hours at the most. So we'll say a day that you get to enjoy them. Whereas having a content creator, you'll get to have those photos and videos for your social media that live on there for a lifetime. Literally, a lifetime. Okay? So, and even beyond a lifetime, because like generations get to still look after you, still get to look at your social media. So, something to think about, right? Do I want those candid, fun, amazing moments? Because trying to ask for that through the photographer, it's just a little bit different trying to run around with that big old equipment and, mm-mm, mm-mm. That's why the content creators are here. That's why we're here to help out. And if you have questions about it, you're always welcome to reach out to me about the content creator service. We love what we do. We love what we offer. We give you everything in 24 hours. You get all of the footage, everything in 24 hours. And if you needed and wanted some like more edited stuff, like things that you wanted edited to be a little bit, we'll talk about what you needed in editing, but you'll get that in another 24 hours. So none of this takes long to get back to you. You get it all, and then you get to go put it on your social media. You get to go have fun with it. You get to go relive your moments right away. And then guess who's also getting to relive your moments? The people who attended your wedding events or who attended your wedding ceremony and reception. They get to also relive everything quickly because you're getting it back quickly, whereas the photographer and the videographer, they're going to take a lot longer to go through all of their large files and to get everything edited, whereas we're just sitting there looking at everything on our phone being like, oh, that one is perfect, let me put that in the folder. That looks so good, the sun was like directly like in the right spot, that goes good. We're already doing that at the wedding. So by the end of the wedding, by the end of the night, you've already got your little folder sent on over to you, a little link, ding ding, you get the little notification, and you've got all your stuff right there. Look at that. Look at that. And you can't beat that kind of service. You can't beat that kind of service. And so, and yes, we are way more cost effective than a photographer and videographer because we're doing everything on the cell phone lens. But I do think there's probably become a day that like people are going to realize that this service is really, really, really valuable. Really, really, really valuable. Because if not, you'd be sitting around waiting for what did your friends get on their phones and what did your family grab. And like people are out there having fun. They have the camera on themselves having a good time. They'll usually have the camera. A lot of times they can't even get to you. A lot of times they can't even literally get to you at even an event. Just even like at a wedding shower, it's really difficult. Like, guys, these events have gotten so to do, and it's better that you just hire people that can be right there with you, that can help you out. And what is that? Your personal paparazzi. That's what I am. I'm your personal paparazzi. Okay? Providing you such an amazing service that's going to help you on your wedding day or at your wedding events leading up to your wedding day. Okay? We are now at the budget binder. Who pays for the wedding content creator? If you guys have been watching, I have discussed that the wedding content creator is paid for by the parents of the bride. Traditionally, remember this is only traditionally. I'm not sure who's going to be paying for your wedding content creator, but whoever it is, I'll get a chance to, talk to and answer all their questions too. And we'll get to have consultations and making sure that we both are a right fit, to all be working with each other. That's important. That's important, you guys. Make sure that whoever you hire for any of your vendors is a good fit for you and you are a good fit to work with them. We need to stop all the drama and the horror stories when it comes to weddings. And it's because people are just jumping the gun and hiring people just because they're cheap. Listen, take your time. Take your time in hiring people. This is your money. This is your big day. You don't want to waste both of them on someone who really doesn't have your best interest at heart. Okay? And it's because people are jumping in too quickly into the vendor section of all of this. All right? So, the next thing is be my guest. Okay, if you have hired, guys, this is the best one. If you have hired a wedding content creator for your wedding, I want you to be my guest. I want you to be my guest. I don't want to hear from the negative people that are like, photographers and videographers that are gatekeeping us out. We're not talking about that. We're talking about actual brides and grooms who have hired a wedding content creator. I want to have you here on the platform. I want you to share your story. I want other people to get to hear this and understand that I'm not just talking. I'm not over here just saying a bunch of nonsense, but it's a real thing to get to have a wedding content creator at your wedding, and how special that is. How incredibly special that is. So, if you've had one, if you've hired one, and you would love to tell your story, and also if you have a little love story that you want to share and throw in there too, of how they made your love story come to life because they did such a great job with the content that day, I want to hear from you, okay? So make sure that you reach out to me at yourcontentcreator@yahoo.com. And guess what? I tricked you guys. We're not at the end yet. If you would like to be on your wedding series podcast, first you send that email so you can get the conversation started. But we're not going to stop there. How I'm going to have you here on the podcast is through video call. So no matter where you are in the world, do not worry. You don't have to live where I live. Wherever you are in the world, we're going to do a proper video call here, a proper chat together. I'm going to send you some interview questions first to make sure, we're a good fit. Once again, I'm all about that. And our personalities gel. And then, boom, you get to be on your wedding series podcast. I'm going to record it, and then I'm going to put it on the show, okay, on the platform. Everyone will get to watch. Everybody, you'll get to tell your family or friends. And if you are doing a wedding series right now to go along with your wedding, I want to hear from you too. What are you up to? I want to hear how planning is going for you. So let me know how that is going, and I want to have you on the podcast too. And you'll also get a chance to link your wedding series playlist in the description of the video that we do together. Okay, so it's like twofold. We're looking for people who hire content creators, and we're also looking for people who just want to share their love story. They're planning out their wedding, and they just, they have a wedding series of their own going on right now, and they want more people to get to see it. Guess what? I want to share it. So send me that email. We're gonna interview each other. I'm gonna interview you. I'm gonna interview you. You're not gonna interview me. Once you have some questions for me specifically, which we can talk about that. And then also, if you've got any advice that you would like to share with other brides and grooms that are getting married, that are on their way, and things that you feel like you learned and things that you think you did really, really well, we want to hear all about it, okay? But guess what, lovebirds? This time for real, this is the end of the show. You already know what I was going to say. I will see you, lovebirds, in the next one. Bye, lovebirds.
Lights, camera, action, baby, strike a pose. Phones and cameras out, just watch it all unfold. We're the stars of the show, ain't no need for filters. Living life through the lens, capturing the thrill. Put away your phones and cameras, let the good times roll. Our content creators got it all under control. From weddings to events, parties, travel and brands, we're living the paparazzi life. It's all in our hands. Lights,
From TikTok to Instagram, we're taking the lead. Content creator, we're planting the seed. Get ready for the social media explosion.